So we've got here, we're starting to build up the game a little bit more, and it's working nicely, and we've got our kind of functions that I've created down here and my kind of main game here. I want to tidy it up a little bit further. Now I'm going to do that, if I can just move this over, you can see that at the moment we've just got this one main Py file. And I'm going to make a new file. This one is going to be gamefunctions .py. So you'll see now I've got my kind of two tabs up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my encounter enemy function and I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm also going to take the fight enemy function and I'm going to put it in here as well. Now to use these in my main file here where I'm importing libraries, I'm going to write from and then the name of this file, so in this case game functions, import and then the name of the functions here, so encounter enemy, comma, and then fight enemy. So I've just moved those into there. Let me just test this to begin with and just see if there's any bugs or any problems. Okay, so it's working so far. I should probably change this speed. Actually, just whilst we're testing it, I don't want to have to keep going through it all. Right, okay, slow input is not defined. This is within the game function. So in here, I would need to write from main import slow print, was it, and slow input. Let's test that. Oh, it's broken it even more. Circular import from import. What's it now? Oh, is that because I've got my print speed in here? Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a utilities .py file in here. And I'm going to take my two kind of printing functions, as it were, and put them into here. And then from here, it's not going to be from main, from utilities. Let's see if that works. No, slow print is not defined. Oh, in main is this. That's because I need to write from utilities import slow print and slow input. Let me run that. Oh, I'm still getting an error. That's because in here I need to, because I've used the sys. So import sys needs to come in here. It does get a little bit confusing just setting these up. Time is not defined, also in utilities. So let's just import that one. Print speed is not defined. That's because that is this one here. Let me put that in there. Okay, right, we seem to be getting a little bit better. So now I think that tidied everything up. Right, I'm getting this at random in the fight. See up here. I just need to import random as well in there. Okay, good. So that seems to be working now. Kind of testing it out. All of those things. Can I tidy up any more? I don't actually think I need import time. Let's try just removing those. Yeah, seems to be working fine. Because these are all coming within these kind of sections here. So I'm not calling the functions here, they're all being called in main. It just tidies it up a little bit. So now, actually if I delete some of this, well I can't delete, you'll see I've only got just over 20 lines of code here. I can take this out. And what it means is I can start breaking my game apart into different areas, so that kind of really helps the flow of my game and how it's kind of progressing. Now, one thing that I want to do is, I've said here about walking through the forest and encountering an enemy, but actually maybe there are other kind of like areas, other locations that I want to do. So I'm going to make a new file called areas.py. So we're going to have a forest, let's have, I don't know, a cave, and let's have one more castle, something like that. Okay, so let me take this out of the this is printing the slow print for the walking through the forest and encounters an enemy, and I need to take this out of here as well, and put that here. So again, let me make this into a function like this, and then in here we could do something. We could ask the user, do you want to go to the forest, what was the other ones, cave or castle, something like that. And then this is going to be the area is equal to input, make sure it's lower again, and then we're going to say something like if area equals forest, then we're going to call the forest function, elif the area equals cave, we're going to call the cave function, elif the area is equals to castle, then we're going to call the castle function here, and if there's anything else, I'm going to slow print please choose, again something like that, and I will need to add a while true loop here, indent these, and then break out if successfully chosen. Right, let me just run that just to see if we've got any bugs that I need to clear up. Okay, so good. So it's asking me a question, and then so if we go to the forest, we're getting a problem with the forest. So that's because I need to say from areas import forest. So forest. Okay, slope and right. So inside in here, I need to get from the utilities. It's going to be this this one here, the slow print and slow input. Again, name is not defined. Right. Okay. So when I call the forest function, I'm going to plug in the name of the player. Let me do that for all of them, so it's going to be the same. So again, this is really good for kind of testing and debugging. You're going to get lots of errors kind of as you go through. So we've got here inside forest encounter enemy. So there's no encounter enemy inside here. So then I'll need to say something like this. I'll need this one here as well from the game functions. Forest. Okay, player health. Right. So what I actually did is in my other ones I called the player health first and then the name. I'm just gonna keep it the same for now. I don't want to mess up my kind of all of my code so far. Forest. Okay, good. Right, encounter. Let's just test this out. No. Okay, good. That works. Yes. Okay, good. So that all works. So I've got the start here with the forest. So I could then have something very similar for a cave, and is walking through a cave and encounters an enemy, and then something for the castle. Just for now, again, I could make that a little bit more interesting, but I just want to check that they all work. So let's just check out cave. Oh, cave is not defined in main. That's because I didn't import all of those. Cave. Okay, no. Okay, good. Yes. Okay, right. So that all seems to be working, but at the moment, after I've kind of gone to my areas and I've encountered my enemy, I'm then not kind of being given that choice again to choose where it is from here, this kind of bit. Do you want to kind of choose where it is that you're choosing the area from, as it were? So I might actually make this into a function. I bet I'm going to need player health and name to go in here. And actually, let me take all of this out. I'm going to put it here. Choose area. It's got the player health and the name. All of this here. Indent it. New line. So this is choose area function. I bet I could tidy this up. I don't actually know. I don't think I need all of those now, because I'm just going to choose the area in there. I don't think I should need that one as well. Let me test this out. It's good to remove code as well, just to tidy it up as well. So cave. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, so that works. Okay, good, right. So what I can do after I have encountered an enemy, then I can go and choose the area again. The player health and the name. Oops. And again after the castle. So that should kind of keep looping back round again. So forest, yes. Right, let's just pay attention to the health here, because I've got 86 now. Right, it's asking me if I want to fight the enemy. What did I say? No, okay. Where is this in the game functions? I've said I'm going to encounter the enemy here. So maybe after I've encountered the enemy, I need to break out of here, and same for here. I need to break out of that loop so it doesn't keep me in one area. So yes. Good. So now it's asking me. So let me just test all these cave. If I do no. Okay, good. But the player health wasn't updated there, so I ended this first encounter with 87, and then the next one I ran away, so it should have been 87 divided by 2, but it's not. So I think that's because in here I'm not returning the player health from these functions like this. So after no, where do I need to return? If I return player health here is going to end this. So let's just play around with it a bit. Forest. So yes, the enemy has died. I've then returned the player health, but nothing is happening. Maybe this needs to come here. Because I'm returning the player health out of it, and then I'm choosing an area again. Forest, yes. Okay, so I've got 89. Let's try another one. Cave, no. It didn't return the player health. So the player health should be the return value from calling the forest function. Is it because player health is not being returned out of the encounter enemy? Let's check in my game functions from here. So here I need to return the player health instead of breaking. Same for here. And then when I fight the enemy, I am already returning the player health. Okay, this is getting a little bit more complicated, but that's the nature of it. So yes, okay, so I've now got 82. I'm going to go to the cave. I'm not going to fight the cave. Good. So now the health has been halved because I have returned the player health here, both out of fighting and not fighting. So I'm jumping in and out of lots of functions here, which is getting a little bit confusing. But it's making my game much more complicated. Right, I need to tidy this up a little bit. I don't need the encounter enemy. I do need to return the player health outside of this function now, after the encounter enemy. So that should now work. So let's try castle. Let's just try no. Okay, so I've got 50. Right. It ended after I said no in my game functions here. So I returned. So this is the last line here. I returned the player health out of the encounter enemy in the castle. That's because I forgot to the option to choose again after each of the functions. Let's try that again. Castle. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going through and testing, and it's really important you test these kind of what we call edge cases, like different things that kind of. So here, for example, it's saying that my health is 97, but it was just halved to 50. So again, the player health is wrong there. Where did I go? I went to the castle. I should have returned the player health when out of the castle. Why did that not work? When I then went to the cave, it's saying that where am I assigning this? Am I doing it in here? I am assigning it at the beginning here before I choose an area. Right, let's just test a couple more. Let's just go through them kind of case by case. So let's do forest. So let's start with a no and then a yes. Oops. forest. Yes, so I should have 50 health. Good, so then take away 8, so that works. So if I then go back to the forest, and no, so I was on 32 health, half of those 16. Okay, so that works. The forest seems to be working. Is it when I change between different areas? Let's try that. So let's go to the forest first. Let's not encounter an enemy. So then let's go to the cave. No here. Good, so that is working. Castle. No. Here. So it, after I went out of the cave, it then didn't update my my player health. After here, I should have returned the player health out of the cave. So here we've got the cave. What's different about these bits of code here? So I'm prompting them to choose their area. Player health is equal to the cave function, whatever the cave returns. And here. That was very silly of me. From the encounter, I didn't assign this player health variable. So you see as the code is getting more and more complicated. Bugs can start to happen. So let's just test this out. Cave, and no, so it should now go to 25. Good. Castle. Okay, should be halved again. Good. Okay, that works. So let's just test it. Forest. Yes. So now I've got. Okay, I'm on 98. Let me go to the cave and half. Okay, good. Yeah. Let me go back to the cave, and this time I'm going to fight. Okay, so I've ended up with 39 health. Let me go to the castle. No, good, yeah. So that does all now kind of seem to be working how I intend it to. Can I tidy it up anyway? So I'm using slow print and so it slow input here, yes. And I'm using the choose area function. That's about it in this one. In the game functions, I'm using random here, yep, for the random int, and I've got slow print and slow input, yep, that makes sense. Utilities, I've got sys and time, yep, and I've set my print speed here. Remember, I need to change that back. And then my areas, I've got slow print and slow input. I don't actually know if I'm slow printing here. And then from the game functions, I've got my encounter enemy and fight enemy. So it just means now that my main function is a lot tidier, and I'm breaking things apart. I'm putting them into different places. It means that I can start adding in areas to my game and starting to make it more interesting. And you can add in some more kind of text here to make the game a little bit more engaging for the user as well.